Okay, second part. As I have said throughout the Jewry, this little child, as he came to and fro, full merrily would sing and cry, O Alma Redemptoris, evermore. The sweetness has his heart it pierced so of Christ's mother, that to her to pray he cannot stint of singing by the way. Our first foe, the serpent Satanus, that hath the Jew's heart in wasp nest upswelled and said, O Hebraic people, alas, is this to you a thing that is honest, that such a boy shall walk in as him lest in your despite and swing of such sentence, which is against your law's reverence? So the main Jew guy, who he calls the serpent Satan, he says, are you really going to let this kid sing to the Virgin Mary? Because we don't believe in the Virgin Mary. He is breaking our law. So there has to be some kind of consequence. From thenceforth, the Jewess have conspired this innocent out of the world to chase. A homicide, thereto, have they hired that in an alley had a privy place, as the child gained forby to his pace. The cursed Jew him hent, and held him fast, and cut his throat, and in a pit him cast. So they decided, we're going to kill the 7-year-old kid. So they hire somebody to do it. They get him in a private place, and they cut his throat. They throw him into a big kind of cavern. I say that in a wardrobe they him threw, whereas the Jews purged in their entrail, O cursed folk of Hydrades all knew. What may your evil intent you avail? Murder will not out, certain it will not fail. And namely there the honor of God shall spread, the blood outcrieth your cursed deed. O martyr sounded to virginity, now mayest thou sing in following ever in one the white lamb celestial, quoth she, of which the great evangelist St. John in Patmos wrote, which says that they got even before the lamb and sing a song all new that never fleshy women he knew. Okay, so what happens is this kid is thrown into this into this box, a wardrobe. They pull out his guts, they purge his entrails. They throw him in this cesspool nasty thing, and he is so devoted to God that he still is going to sing. So he's still, even though his throat is cut, the dead body is singing to the Virgin Mary his song he memorized. And here's his mom. And the poor widow waiteth all that night after her little child, but he came not. For which, as they stood, it was day's night. From face pale of dread and busy thought, she has at school and elsewhere him sought, till finally she gan so far as spy that last seen was in the Jewry. So mom goes and looks for him, and she can't find him anywhere. Oh, shoot. I might have skipped a part. Sorry if I did. It's just about he's such a pure little lamb that he still is going to be spared. So the Virgin Mary hears his cries. Mom looks for him. Mom looks at the school. He's nowhere. With mother's pity in her breast enclosed, she goes, as she were half out of her mind, to every place where she had supposed by likelihood her little child to find. And ever on Christ's mother meek and kind she cried. So she's walking around, and every time she sees a virgin statue, she cries. At the last she's thus wrought among the cursed Jewish, she him thought. She freineth and she prayeth piteously to every Jew that dwelt in like place, to tell her if her child went out forby. They said nay, but Jesus out of his grace gave in her thought within a little space, that in the place after her son she cried, where he was casten in a pit beside. O great God, that performest thy laud by mouth of innocence low heard thy might, this gem of chastity, this emerald and eke of martyrdom, the ruby bright, and there with throat ye carven lay upright, he Alma Redemptoris gained to sing, so loud that all the place began to ring. So God kind of guides her to find the body in this gross, nasty pit, and she finds it because she still hears her son singing. And she opens up the box and she sees him, even though his throat is cut and he's clearly dead. Sorry, he's still singing. The Christian folk that thought the streets went and come in for to wander on this thing, and hastily they for the provost sent. He came, government guy. He came anon without tarrying, and heareth Christ that is the heathen king, and eke his mother honored of mankind, and after that the Jewess let he bind. The child with piteous lamentation uptaken was, singing his song alway with honor of great procession. They carried him unto the next abbey, his mother swooning by the briar lay, aneth might the people that was there. The new Rachel bringeth from briar. So, little biblical reference there. With torment and with shameful death each one the provost doth for these Jewess to starve, that of the murder wist and that anon he wouldst no cursed observe. Evil shall have what evil will deserve. Therefore, with wild horse he did them draw, and after that he hung them by the law. So that's the original term of that is quartering, and that's from a quarter horse. So you take horses and you tie 4 horses, one to each arm and one to each leg, and you have the horses run until they actually pull the body apart. And then, just as a final insult, then you hang the person. Upon the bier, I lies this innocent before the chief altar, which mass lasts